I can hear you. And already I set it. I set the call to be recorded.
Okay, I want to share my screen today, so because I have a little presentation. So how can I do that? Do you know how to do this?
I believe you can. Like I'm on my computer right now, but I see like the three dots in the window, and then share screen.
Okay, share screen. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. 1 second. I think I can do it. Can you see the screen?
Yes. Let me switch my.
The screen is all mirrored.
It's
Oh, now it's all black.
Yeah, now it's all black. But when you showed the screen, it was all mirrored before. Kind of like all those proof of humanity submissions.
Yes, right now it's not showing up.
okay. Let's second attempt. Okay, start broadcast.
It's because you're in the in a different hemisphere.
I mean, I was going to do this call on Zoom, but you know, people would then say, "Oh, why did you do it on Zoom, Federico? We don't like Zoom." So, can you see the screen now?
Yes, and it shows perfectly to me.
Yeah. To me, it's showing backwards, basically. Like everything is mirrored.
Everything is mirrored, but
I see it normally.
I'm sure that you say that to make a meme of me after the call.
I'll send a picture in the chat.
Okay, let me see. Can you see it when I change the slide?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, all good then. Okay, let's see. Let's wait 2 more minutes maybe, and then start. I I wanted to do like only a quite a short presentation. It ended up having like lots of slides, so but it's a good overview of different things that happened at Kleros in last year, and things that well, we are planning for next year. So it's going to be like a good thing for the community to be updated on what's going on, and also it's also for me a good chance to do some work in advance that I will have to do anyway for the cooperative meeting in maybe a couple of months. So okay, let's say we are.
I believe we can wait 1 more minute and then start. I'll just share the.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's going to be recorded, so a lot of people can see it later in any case. So it's fine. Maybe someone has questions. It's a good thing that we can do it on Telegram, because people they don't like the Zoom. So it's a good thing that Wang Yan knew how to do it last time.
Yeah, and it's harder for people to hack into the presentation.
Yeah. Well, we had a very interesting demo day for the second cohort, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get started. I mean, people join later, they join. Otherwise, it's recorded, so they will see it anyway, so it's fine. So, okay, hello and welcome to this first community call of 2023. Hopefully you had a happy holidays. And so for starting this year, took some time to make a presentation to update everyone in the community about different things going on at Kleros. So people can see, well, a big picture of what we are working on, what we are thinking, and what we see moving forward in this year. So one of the most important things is that we had a 2022 that was quite, well, let me say, interesting for the crypto industry. As they say in China, as a curse, may you live in interesting times, and this is interesting times in crypto because of lots of different things that happen that you all know. And in these turbulent times, we still have as a cooperative the vision to keep building Kleros with a vision that hasn't really changed over time. We still think that Kleros is meant to be this DAO court for all of the Web3 ecosystem of all of the different applications that people are building. And the cooperative has 4 basic type of work that it does. And I'm going to go one by one to update you on what we are currently working on. Research, as you know, is led by William George, and the goal is to do crypto economics and legal research with the goal of improving the security and efficiency of the protocol, as well as enabling use cases. So this year, most of our work was focused on studying how the griefing factors affect Kleros. It was focused on how we can use new voting systems and social choice theory ideas in order to well, improve the mechanism design of Kleros to make it more flexible for new kind of use cases and different type of situations. If you are interested in this in particular, you can watch William's talk at the THCC in Paris this year, where he speaks about voting systems and Kleros. And also one of the key research work we've done is connected to this paper that was published a couple of months ago by Glenn Weil and others about the soul-bound tokens and decentralized society, and how well we can use SBTs to do a number of things. And this is also something we are thinking about, how this idea of SBTs can influence the economic incentives that are at play at Kleros, and how we can implement this into our course. If you are interested in this, you can watch William's talk at DevCon or reach to William at any time. So this is a super fascinating topic, and I'm really excited to start using these new types of incentives and these new types of ideas based on SDTs in the course. And also we have taken some time to write a quite comprehensive article about, generally speaking, everything that we have learned over the past 5 years in about Kleros, about decentralized justice, a multidisciplinary, endeavor involving game theory, involving law, involving economics and all that. So we kind of took the time to write an article that we will send soon to journals, and where you can have an overview of everything we have done in the past 5 years. And also, as always, very much involved in the ecosystem of researchers on blockchain. So this is a session we had at Blockchain Gov in Paris during ETHCC. This is a group that is led by Primavera de Filippi and Jamila Kamalova, one of our researchers. She is working with her in her PhD. And also, we are very well connected to the Paris Center of Law and Economics. And here is Lian, our other PhD researcher, who was at a session of brainstorming with a couple of community members there. So we still are very connected to all of the ecosystem of academics for blockchain and crypto economics. In December, many members of our team participated in this Web3 conference at RMIT, which is one of the leading universities in the world doing research on blockchain and economics. And coming up in January, in a couple of weeks, we are going to have William participating at the Plurality Research Network conference, which is an initiative pioneered by Glenn Weil, Audrey Tang, and others.
Hey everyone, can you hear me? I'm not listening.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear Federico.
Oh, okay. So probably his connection was cut. Let me ping him.
Yeah, I don't think Telegram's all that great, huh?
Hello? Hello?
Hey,
Can you
I
hear
Yeah,
can
me?
we
hear
can
you.
hear.
Now I remember why we did this on Zoom. I mean, it's more optimized for this type of presentations. Let me try to do this again. Okay, sorry about this. Well, we will edit this out when we present it for YouTube in any case. But yeah, for me, it's new for me having this. Okay, let me.
Yeah. The last slide that we saw was the Plurality Institute one.
I think we lost him again.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me see if I can share the screen now. One second, this is, okay, share screen. Okay, let me enter here, state of, okay, you can see me, you can hear me, you can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
And the last slide was the Plurality Institute one that before
Okay,
it cut.
sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's continue from here. So people, when they see the recording, all is good. So in a couple of weeks, William is going to be participating at the Plurality Research Network conference. It's an initiative organized by Glenn Weil, Audrey Tang, and other people who are working on crypto economics, and we are proudly some sponsors at the conference, and we will participate. So this is going to be super cool, and I'm really jealous of William, who will be there. So yeah, we are very much involved with all of the ecosystem, working on innovation and research in the Web3 world, and also in the legal tech world. You know, we have recently had an article published at the blog of the University of Montreal that has one of the most important cyber justice laboratories in the world, and so we are also very much in touch with all of this ecosystem. And of course, we are still organizing the Fellowship of Justice, that now it's going into its 6th batch, which is a lot. A lot of good research has come from its participants, and we very much looking forward to how this is going to evolve in the future. One of the things that we want to improve for next year is, the court policies. As we have more users in Kleros and we have more cases, we start to see how a very important topic is how to make the rules for jurors to decide, and there's going to be quite a bit of research put into that, and that was also one of the main topics for the current cohort of the incubator, of the fellowship. So many things going on. So the second main activity of the cooperative is the protocol development. This is the definition of the Kleros architecture and the security procedures and smart contract development for improving the security and efficiency of the protocol. So, as you know, the main work for last year, and that's going to continue for this one, is the development of Kleros 2.0. It is work that started with the publication of the long paper in July 2021. Then we made a presentation at a community call of the main topics that was done by William and the main improvements that V2 is going to bring. Then this was transformed into technical specs for developing the new court, and this you can read about this in the blog post that was published by JB in November 2021, and some very fascinating stuff that, I mean, it's exciting for me to see how much more efficient the new version is going to be, and how this is going to enable us to address lower value cases that were not possible in the first version, and also how much more beautiful it is. This is one of the interfaces in night mode. This on top of all of the social choice improvements and SBTs that we mentioned in the last in the section of research. So lots of things going on and lots of great things coming. We already showed first build of the V2 in March 2022. We also did a second version, a second demo of the build of V2 in September last year, and we are going to do one very, very soon. So stay tuned. I didn't want to say the exact date because we are still finalizing some stuff, but it's going to come soon. So you are going to see almost the product in a very advanced stage. So as you know, V2 also brings the need of a new bridging system that we called at the beginning the fast bridge, and this is a development we are doing internally. And this also then iterated into a new name that is called VIA, and this is something that we are also developing internally for enabling the workings of the Court 2.0. Besides all of this core protocol development, we have been doing lots of OPSEC and infrastructure work in the background that is not very visible from the perspective of the user, but it's important for us to have a reliability and high security in our apps. This is lots of things that we have been doing in development this year or last year was related to this. So, as you know, for next year, a very big goal is the launch of the Kleros 2.0. And let's move now to the third main activity of the cooperative, that is about integrations and product development. And it's about integrating with partners for fostering the adoption of Kleros and developing user interfaces and other activities that oriented to assisting partners to adopt Kleros for escrow, curated lists, and Oracle use cases. So, as you know, we have a bunch of products that were at the beginning thought as showcase of what Kleros could do. One of them is Linguo, that was launched, I think, like 2 years ago, and didn't pick up at the moment. But now we have, in the last 6 months, recruited a new product manager who is actually working a lot on moving this product forward. And we have lots of translations that you can do currently. If you are into translations and you want to make some money, you can go to Linguo and see if there is something that you can translate. Or you can also review other translations or be a juror in cases that arise from this. So this is Linguo. We are also doing a lot of work for revamping Curate, which is a generic curation tool we have, and to understand better what are the use cases and see how we can increase the adoption. This is lots of work that we are doing every week. It's about this, and lots of design thinking work regarding this, because it's a very flexible tool. We want to see exactly where it can be used. And also there is the development of State Curate. It is a new iteration of the curation tool. with the improvement that it also has the possibility of having a better incentive for challengers, because there is some value that it's constantly staked, and this generates incentives for challenging. And so if you have spoken to Green at some point, I mean, I'm sure he mentioned stake curate. If you want to learn more about this, you can watch his DAPCon talk at Berlin. And this is going to give you a good understanding of what is stake curate and how it works. And also, one of our recent launches, and still at the testing phase, is Suzy, what more formally Kleros Moderate, of which Suzy is one of the bots that are used for content moderation, and uses Kleros for as jurors in order to analyze if some comment done in some Telegram group was appropriate or not, if it should be deleted, or everything related to content moderation. And another product is Proof of Humanity that doesn't need much of an introduction at this point. We launched this in March 2021. It was a kind of also a democratic DAO experiment with one person, one vote, and with this idea of trying to do an early decentralization. Let me tell you something that didn't work great. So you know about the drama and the community, divisions and all that. No need to go into much detail, so you can read the article that Clement wrote if you want. And the thing is that there was a vote in the community to fork the protocol, so now there's going to be 2 Proof of Humanities. And this is also a new beginning for Proof of Humanity, the Kleros version. And we are currently in the context of building a constitution for making a better governance. And this is quite connected to some important traction we have seen in recent time. It's about people coming to Kleros and to the Kleros team to ask for help in how to build a constitution for their DAO, right? So there's more DAOs managing different processes, and this creates lots of governance problems, and people have been coming to us quite often to look for advisory in how to correctly structure a governance process. And as you know, Kleros can have a role in the governance of a DAO in the context, for example, of a Supreme Court that will rule cases where there is allegation that some proposal in the governance system breaks the rules of the DAO or breaks the constitution. So I first spoke about this at the DevCon in Osaka. This is the first time I spoke of Kleros as a Supreme Court, and you can watch the talk at this workshop. And then we had different materials on this. For example, Jimmy did his talk at ETHCC 2020 on 2021, I think it was, on how you could build a DAO based on ideas coming from the tradition of democracy, separation of powers, and republics. And then we even wrote an article on how you can write a DAO constitution and become a founding father. So lots of thinking is into this, and this is a really good use case. And it complements this idea of using Kleros as governor. So this is a tool that can help decide what proposals will be executed by the governor of a DAO, right? So this is on the side of products. Then integrations, as you know, we have Wang Mian. I think he has been with us for 1 year already. And you can notice this because of the, I would say, exponential growth in partners. We had a very big year. We have 2022 tripled the amount of partners. Then we are also looking for a lot of inbound leads. A lot of people are actually coming to us to integrate Kleros, which means that we have done something right in terms of marketing and visibility in the ecosystem. So this is an important trend we have noticed last year. And you can see here all of the committed partners we had per industry. And we are quite bullish on DAOs, as I mentioned, the Supreme Court as a service. We are bullish on prediction markets, real world assets, and on the collateralized loans. That these are areas where we want to scale in 2023. So if you want to learn more about the state of integrations, Wang Mian made last month a presentation more in depth about our pipeline, how this is working, and findings we had. So I recommend that you watch that talk. It's on our YouTube channel, so you can go there. And it's really interesting to see how the ecosystem has been. I mean, each time I get an updated version of this chart, I'm super excited. So this is the first one we did, and then you can see how it's growing, you know, with more and more applications connected to Kleros, and this is what it looks now. We had to change the design because it didn't fit, and we also have one where projects are organized by industry. So this is super exciting, and we are really becoming a big player in securing the DeFi ecosystem in different ways. One of them is by the work we are doing with the tag registry, where people can propose tags. They can tag smart contracts that are legit. So this creates a very big curated list by the community of legit tags, and then this can be used by different projects that can consume this information. For example, Etherscan. Then we also are becoming important player in the future solution for insurance protocols. We resolved quite a bit of claims in the unslashed protocol. As you know, there was some controversy regarding that case. I cannot comment much on this because, as you know, there's an investigation going on, and it's important to understand just that this was an attack that was done to Kleros as arbitrator in unslashed pools. And so this is something that happened, something that, as you know, has been very heavily discussed. I mean, I think that the underlying question here is if Kleros is too centralized. So I'd say that probably as much as most early stage blockchain protocols. So Kleros is also a blockchain protocol, and as early stage project has quite some centralization. Of course, we have always mentioned that the framework we have always thought about this article of progressive centralization by Jesse Walden. So of course, these projects start in a centralized way, and these projects then they tend to decentralize over time. You know, this is the proposal that Jesse Walden does. It's well, this is how we thought about decentralizing Kleros. So we have spent lots of our time in the beginning trying to do the product market fit, to try to understand what integrations make sense, which doesn't make sense. And then we are, of course, in the moment of increasing the participation of the community. And at the end, you know, we always thought of Kleros as a decentralized protocol that is going to be owned by the community, and where it could work without the founders. I mean, was always the goal, and it's the goal, and this is how it's going to evolve. Okay, so let me comment also on very interesting evolution we had this last year about how Kleros can help resolve situations in the mainstream economy. As you know, we had a grant done by the BPI bank in France. It's an innovation bank that has financed a project called Tennis project that is the goal is to see how Kleros can be used to resolve cases in the what we would call legacy or mainstream economy. So one of the important things of this is this famous Mexico case, which is kind of part of this project, and it's about how Kleros can be used in the context of traditional courts and traditional arbitration. There's lots of discussions about the Mexico case and also lots of misconceptions. So let me just explain how this actually works and what happened. So there was one participant in the fellowship called Mauricio, who is an arbitration lawyer from Mexico, and he wanted to test the connections between Kleros and the traditional arbitration legal system in Mexico. So he wrote a contract of a leasing contract between a landlord and a tenant, and in this contract he put a clause of arbitration that designated him as the arbitrator in case a dispute happened in this contract, and also this contract said that he was supposed to use Kleros in order to resolve the substance of the case at hand. Okay, so the dispute happened. It was the landlord who accused the tenant of not paying the rent, and both parties sent the evidence to the arbitrator, and Mauricio uploaded the evidence into Kleros through a tool that we have called Dispute Resolver. So Kleros produced a decision, and then Mauricio sent this decision to a judge in Guadalajara, Mexico, and the judge just accepted the decision as valid because it was done in compliance with the agreement of the parties and with Mauricio as arbitrator. So it was quite revolutionary blockchain arbitration use case. It was the first time that blockchain arbitration was considered valid in court, of course, under this specific framework and under these conditions. And you can see, if you want, all of the court documents in this is online at the fellowship report that Mauricio submitted. You can see the arbitration clause, you can see the juror's decision and the justification that each of them presented, and you can see also the documents that the judge sent to the court documents. Okay, so this is public, and this created lots of buzz into the legal tech community in the world, because it's considered a very important step into the future of arbitration and how it can connect with the blockchain. So Susi, so our bot, is kind of application of this idea of using Kleros in a context not of on-chain enforcement and of Web3. It's done in a context of a Web2 application that uses Kleros to resolve something, and then it's enforced by the Web2 application. And so we have been doing quite some research about how Kleros can work as a decision support tool for lots of applications in Web 2.5. In particular, there is one that excites me a lot, and it's the use of Kleros more as a mediation tool, where you have a company that has some dispute with a user. The user presents a claim, and then this claim goes to the customer service evaluation, which denies the user the satisfaction he requests. So in this case, what happens typically is that this goes to a small claims court. And what we are researching now is if we can have a new state where Kleros is used to resolve the case, and if the user wins, everything's fine. The company accepts to consider the case as binding, the decision of Kleros as binding, and if the customer loses, he still can go to a small claims court and it doesn't change anything. So it's kind of a way to see Kleros as a mediation process, and we are currently validating this process with a number of partners in the Web 2 and 2.5 ecosystem. If you want to learn more about this approach of Kleros as mediation, you can see this blog post at the Walter Kluwer, and this is a quite good read for this. And also read this article about Kleros Layer 2. This was published even like 3 years ago, and this already set a bit the vision of using Kleros in this particular way. And basically what happens here is that you have Kleros, still a decentralized protocol, trustless, but it supports some decision processes that are more amenable to traditional companies. So we're testing. Okay, can you hear me? Because I don't know if you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. Because I only see the screen and maybe I was speaking to myself for like 30 minutes now, but okay, that's awesome. Okay, so another of the initiatives we have is the incubator that is now starting the third cohort. The goals are to grow the ecosystem by helping new projects work and launch. And also for us, it's a good way to learn about new use cases. So as you know, first cohort, we had OpenVino and reactions. Second cohort, we had Prove Me Wrong and UBI. And now the third cohort, I'm glad to make the official announcement that we are going to have 3 teams. One is the badge, the other is talent layer, and the other is lens tags. And this gives us interesting diversity of applications of Kleros in curation, Kleros in situations like escrow, dispute resolution, and also this idea of the work we have been doing in social media moderation and that. So this is super exciting, and we are always welcoming people to help our portfolio teams, introduce us to great teams for future cohorts, and if you know people who want to work at just startups that are just starting in blockchain, you can recommend. They are looking to grow their teams, they're looking for funding, so whatever help you can give them, it's very much welcome. So after doing all this work of building the incubator and building lots of materials to help our teams, we started to wonder, hey, what if we open source this material for everyone to profit from them? And this is how we launched this course called How to Build in Web3. It already has 7 videos that gives you like a step-by-step work, guidelines to build a Web3 project. Things I wish I knew when we started Kleros, but well, now we know them. So you have this introductory session, then we have one for strategy design, we have one for understanding network effects in your protocol, another one for design with Plinio, another one about cryptoeconomics with William. We had one of integrations design for growth and partnerships with Wang Mian, and another one by Wang Mian about operations. So we are going to have much more coming soon, so stay tuned. And some things that we want to implement next year is open office hours from some members of the team, so we can support entrepreneurs starting their projects. I will try to make myself available a couple of hours every week, if I can, to speak to people who are just starting and to share what we know now. And also we are trying to see how we can also do a virtual version of the incubator. I don't know, we are trying to see what is the right format, but now we have this content. So we will, of course, keep you updated on this. And finally, we have the fourth activity of the cooperative is marketing and communications, is crafting and broadcasting Kleros to relevant audiences to foster the adoption of the platform. So I know you think we don't care about marketing. And you also think that we don't care about complaints in this regard. We do care a lot about this. We just need to remember that Kleros is a B2B project, and that in our vision of the marketplace, more integrations will bring more cases, and more cases will bring more jurors. And if you have jurors without having enough cases, then this creates frustration and people leaving the ecosystem and saying, hey, Kleros, they don't have users. So for us, always in our hypothesis for network effects, it was always the priority and the hard part of our marketplace to find more partners and more integration protocols. And then when we have the cases, the jurors will come and we will do the adequate marketing, targeting that particular segment of users when this is needed, right? So for now, as you know, the main focus was always in building credibility, building Kleros as important court for Web3. And we have been everywhere. I mean, pitching this. We have been at the United Nations. We have been at the WIPO. I mean, this particular talk I gave, it was about how you can use Kleros for NFTs, which is a very important field for intellectual property law in times to come. We have been at the Hague Conference on Private International Law, which is one of the big places to speak about arbitration. We have been an UNCITRAL, and then of course we are very much involved in the Web3 ecosystem, looking, fishing where the fish are, fishing where the projects that can integrate Kleros are. So we are, Clement has been doing lots of talks in different blockchain events. Here is one he did at the travel summit to use Kleros for resolving disputes in travel industry. This is me in a very important insurance company from Latin America. This is me doing a talk at Meta and discussing content moderation. So a conference we organized as a side event in Ethereum Rio. Here I'm speaking there. Me speaking in Uruguay, Ethereum Uruguay. Here I am. So we are very much involved in the Ethereum ecosystem. And you have seen all of the previous talks we had, ETHCC, DevCon, and also we work quite hard into organizing hackathons in every project, in every conference. There is a hackathon. We are probably part of the organizing team. Okay, and also in order to foster our thought leadership in this industry, we relaunched something that lots of people asked. That was the podcast, and we already published 3 episodes. One of those is with Mark Wheeler, I would say OG cypherpunk. Another one with Antonio Canova and Roberto Jung, who are lawyers from Venezuela, discussing how Kleros can be used to foster rule of law in failed economies like Venezuela and others. And another one with Glenn Weil about mechanism design, cryptoeconomics, and all that. So if you think the results we had, it's not that bad. I mean, Kleros is a very important part of the Web3 ecosystem. I mean, it's mentioned in lots of Vitalik posts as the solution of a decentralized court for Web3. I mean, this is one, and this is another one where he says that, this is one of the things that excites him about the future. 2 of our projects are here, Proof of Humanity and, Kleros, the main one. And of course, people are noticing in the mainstream world, so we are mentioned in CBA Insights as one of the top Web3 projects in Web3. So that's also a great thing. So we are doing marketing, and this is kind of something that was for me very mind-blowing. When Balazs publishes the Network State book, at some point he says that if someone misbehaves, I mean, there could be like a Kleros-style digital trial. So I mean, he kind of assumes that Kleros is like the synonym of digital justice, and it's like it's the Coca-Cola of soft drinks. So this was great that he referred to us in this way, right? So it's Kleros style is that whatever other project will come as a competitor, they will still be doing like a Kleros style digital trial, And this is something that we have earned through all of this time working in positioning ourselves. And now that we are getting all of this traction from the integration side, then it's becoming time to think about the supply side of the marketplace. And this is something that we are going to do much more in this year. And of course, we work hard, and as they say in Silicon Valley, play hard, and we love the parties. And we have organized parties in most of the Ethereum events. These are great ways to meet potential integrators, meet people who can use Kleros for their different protocols. We are here in Dubai. Here is the side event we did in Paris, ETHCC last year. And this is the team. And it's also important to have some time to, I mean, we are humans, and having a good environment to work is important for people to be motivated. And now here we have our first, I think, event in Asia and Southeast Asia. Here you have Wang Mian, Emmett, and Lawrence. So we are also watching a lot into Asia as a potential place for expansion. And this is a very fun picture that we took at the side event we did at the DevCon in Bogota. Just something about the finances of the cooperative, so you know where we stand in the treasury. So this is, I will share this so you will be able to see that with more detail. Just for you to know, Kleros expenses in 2022 was about 2.5 million euros for everything. I mean, paying people, all of the expenses and all that. And in a year that was very complicated for most of the ecosystem, we still have a quite healthy treasury. The treasury of Kleros is about 11 or 12 million euros, depending on the value of Ether. It can go up and down a bit. So it's comfortable for 4 years at the current prices and burn rate. So now you know where the project stands in terms of finances. So I'm starting to close now because it's already very long. So next year, goals. We have to launch Kleros 2.0. Excited about that. We want more integrations. We are working hard on that. You can ask Wang Mian what's on store for this. We want to scale products. As you know, we have Sushi, we have Linguo, we have Curate, and others that we want to make them more important and a bigger part of Web3. We want to increase the involvement of the community in a number of ways that I will explain soon, not in this call, but in future calls. I mean, we want to start having more involvement in the sense of ambassador programs and the more like grassroots community involvement. And internally for the cooperative, also scale operations in the sense of being more efficient, having some better structured processes, because we are not a small team anymore and we need to have more management for our operations. And finally, I wanted to make an invitation. So if you want to participate in the cooperative, you can also apply to be a member. I mean, you can, in our website, there is a section that explains how the cooperative works, and this will give you a right to participate in the governance. So we are actively wanting people from the community to participate in the community. So if you want to be a part of it, you can apply, and please, you can contact us to learn more. And the best thing is that if you are part of the cooperative, then you will be a partner of this guy, which embodies everything that Kleros is, and yeah, and we love William. And so please do join the cooperative. And thank you very, very much for the attention. And hopefully that this brought some clarity into on all of the things that we discuss typically on the community calls. But I wanted you to have, beginning of year overview of everything that's going on, which is a lot. So thank you very much. And if you have some questions, I'm happy to answer. Well, that was a lot.
Yes, I believe no one expected.
You didn't see this coming, right?
No. But it's
awesome. Well,
it's super nice to have this material recorded and be able to share this later with the people that are not present today.
Well, that's great. Well,
guys, before you go, just before this call, I was participating in a Radical Exchange community call, and you, Fede, you mentioned Glenn Weil a few times, and everyone knows Vitalik. However, not everyone knows the Radical Exchange. Vitalik is one of the contributors. This is the organization that promotes new governance, new voting, new consensus, new decision making. And I actually shared one comment with them, and I will just copy paste the same comment I've made. Let's think bigger, because we live in such a exponential times. Just look at the AI, how AI evolved in the past couple of months, from images to images in real time to this chat GPT. This is one example of exponential technologies that each next iteration is built on top of another iteration. So blockchain is another example of the exponential technology, and you can look at the FTX and SBF as I would say a great cleanse. It is like the forces of the forces of the God of the universe just cleaned up all the people who are in the blockchain space for pump and dumps and scams and easy money. Like right now in the space, whoever remains is the actual true believer, a builder, someone who genuinely believes in the principles of crypto. So I actually think that soon, maybe 2023, we will see more and more high profile cases of Kleros, and we will not know if it will come through one of the influencers. I don't know, this Andrew Tate arrested in Romania over the pizza boxes, or some Logan Paul or Mr. Beast, or you name it. We will not know how it will come, but at some point, some media mainstream will pick it up, and then it will be an overnight success after 5 years of work. So let's think bigger, let's aim higher, let's just use all these exponential technologies, AI, blockchain, virtual reality, and yeah, let's remain positive despite all the shit show that is going on, because we do not control external reality, we control our mindset. So yeah, let's stay positive and let's think bigger.
Well, amen to that. I mean, I can see lots of singularity, words there, exponentials, and that's how they say it takes 10 years of hard work to become, overnight success. I mean, we have been building this for like 5 years now. Everyone knows that we are not in this for like a quick buck. I mean, we are in this for like some very drastic change. And we have also been always very careful to try to make all of the decisions to make sure that the project is sustainable in the long run, because we believe this is going to work, and because of lots of reasons. And fully agree with that. And and you can see also that, I mean, you can see the traction. I mean, you saw the list I showed of 1 million integrations. Work, and all of the projects that are already part of the Kleros ecosystem. And we are getting, as I said in that slide, we are getting a lot of inbound leads, and people are coming to us because they want Kleros. I mean, before it was us going out to, hey, do you want Kleros? Now it's, hey, we need Kleros. So this is very important evolution for us, and super bullish. So guys, thank you a lot for your attention, and we will make the recording available soon so you can watch it again.
Don't forget
we will
the
edit
POAPs.
out the parts. And the POAP, this is going to be a very special POAP, it's like the State of Kleros Union POAP. Okay, guys.
Yeah, I took a screenshot of the participants. I don't have the links today, but I'll share them tomorrow.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.